I got my MacBook Air in February 2023. It's the first Mac I've ever had, and since getting it, I've had about 7 to 8 months to test it, and these are my thoughts on it as a lifelong Windows user. A good thing to note is that I have an i7 10700K in my gaming PC, which came out in 2020. Around the same time, the M1 chip came out, so the hardware is pretty similar to my gaming PC and the laptop, but the software is a different story. And because of the software, I pretty much use my MacBook for creation of videos that I record from my phone because of how great AirDrop is, web surfing, or using it just in general while away from my computer. I just think it's a good idea to have a laptop, for when you're not at the main computer. And for the gaming PC, I use it, for gaming, gaming videos and streams. And I have the base model MacBook, and I think it's very good value even for the specs it comes with. So here are my thoughts I've had from the past few months while using it. Let me tell you about the keyboard on this thing though. Every reviewer that I've watched has praised this keyboard, and I understand why, dude. I gotta say, it's literally better than my mechanical keyboard. And I have a HyperX Alloy Origin, like a 10 kilos one. Maybe it's because of the key travel, but I type so much faster and clearer on this with like fewer mistakes. It's crazy. I also don't know if it's like the spacing or the keycap size. I think they're a little similar to each other, but yeah. So it's a really well done keyboard, and I love typing on this. The one thing I don't like about macOS is the Finder or the Explorer interface. I much prefer the Windows counterpart. It has a nice file address, and I can click to go back to each folder in the path much faster than Apple. I also don't like how it doesn't show you the operating system files. I don't know if there's a way to enable their visibility like on Windows. But how else am I supposed to delete System32 though? Another thing I don't like about macOS is the installation process of external applications, so not from the App Store. The way I think you had to do it was you had to drag the installation folder over to like the installation initiation part of the little pop-up that it shows, and then you can open up the installation files and then you press the setup button. I think it's too many extra steps from what it just should be, because on Windows you open the setup and then it just goes through each step, the path where you want to install the application, whether you want to have a shortcut, what language. I think it's way more intuitive. It doesn't look as good because it's like a older interface, I think. But Apple is a little more polished, but it's so much more intuitive, and you know where you're installing the program, and you get to decide the little details of the program you're installing. Next thing I want to talk about this is the weight of the laptop. I don't know why, but it's a lot heavier than I expected. When people were talking about it in reviews and how light it was, I really expected it to be like a piece of paper or like a binder. I don't know why, but I know it's a stupid assumption to make because it is computer. It has parts in it. It's like aluminum casing, which adds weight as well. Okay, I got a lot more used to it, but my first impressions were it's crazy. Like, this is not as light as it should be. One thing I want to see macOS improve is to add a file transfer speed. Even as an option, I don't know. For Windows, it's so good that it shows you what speed your files are transferring at. Because if there's like a defect in your hard drive or something. I just like to see the stats, of what my files are like. I don't want to know the time when it's going to complete. I want to know the megabytes per second it's transferring over, So I want to talk about accessories for the MacBook right now. So far, I only have 1 terabyte external SSD because I got the base model Air M1, and I work off of it, and I only have the applications installed in the main drive. I Velcro taped the SSD to the screen of my MacBook, and it's pretty good. I don't have to worry about it. And then get the extra storage, which I just saved like $100+ on because I got the SSD like on sale for a good price for 1 terabyte. It's crazy. And I also have a dock that I recently got. It has a few handy ports like a USB-A port, HDMI, all the general SD cards, and which I actually have my Blue Yeti connected to it to record this video. And I also use the dock for my Steam Deck whenever I need it. As for the mouse, I don't really use a mouse. The trackpad is very intuitive and I'm happy with it. So yeah, these were some of my thoughts I've had for the MacBook. As a lifelong Windows user, and I gotta say, I really enjoy this laptop. It's definitely not for gaming, but it's great at what it does, and it does it very well. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's just good to have a laptop around, and it's so reliable. The battery life is awesome. Let me know if you guys also use the MacBook Air M1, how you liking it. If you're a Windows user like me who got into MacBook, say something in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.